guys? It's Chris. Today we're in one of my other rooms, another studio if you will. This is kind of where I have all my hardware set up and do a lot of my testing per se. Currently I'm working on time coding a little intro track, and I have a version of one of the lights I'm going to be using here, and I just wanted to kind of give you guys a setup of how I'm getting time code into my GrandMA3 command wing. So first let's take a look at the hardware. I'm using a GrandMA3 command wing, touchscreen, and my laptop is what's driving the software. The 2-port node back there isn't really doing anything. Again, like I said earlier, this is kind of where I have everything set up, so when I test, everything's here. Right there I do have my Mac Mini running Reaper, and I have a Q box for my speaker, and then the other end of that Y cable is going to go into the GrandMA. So over here on the Reaper side of things, this is what's acting like our playback, or what would be our playback during showtime. You can see that I have 2 channels there, or 2 tracks inserted. The top track is timecode, and that's panned all the way to the right. The bottom track is the MP3, that's the track I'm actually listening to, and that's panned all the way to the left. Coming out of the back of the Mac Mini here, we just have a 1/8" cable. You can kind of see it back there, and this splits off into this Y cable here. You can see that I've kind of marked it. The left is for LTC, and the right is for tracks. Again, that's how we've panned things in Reaper. So looking at the Y cable after it's split up, we have this jumper is going to go into the back of the console, and this jumper just goes into our Q box, which allows us to kind of output some audio there. So if I were to hit play, we can hear our audio coming out, and we can see our time code. Here's kind of a better look at that Y cable. We have the 1/8", so it'll go into the back of the Mac Mini or whatever computer you were using, and it just kind of splits off into a left or right male XLR. You could accomplish this a few different ways. I do have another kind of alternative. You could use something like a DI, where you would plug the 1/8" from the computer directly into this. This would give you your XLR outputs, and you would just run this XLR again right to the desk. And I have this cable here, which is a female XLR, and right to a male 1/8". This would allow you to plug into something like an external speaker. This is a lot cheaper than, say, a Fostex or anything like that. So this is kind of another solution on how I can get around it. But sometimes it's just best to, go straight cable, straight copper, and not really worry about, stuff. Back on the GrandMA side of things, the time code is relatively straightforward. It's very similar to MA2. You can see that I am in one of my time code pools up at the top. It's test. I'm in my time code slot 1. And my clock is set to time code. Just so that everybody knows, if we go to the menu and then we go to output configuration, and we could go to full condensed, we can see the slots for the SMPTE time code, slot 1. Again, this is why I'm in slot 1 there, and we have the green, which is good. And we can see the XLR plugged into the back of the desk here. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty much a basic overview of kind of my little setup here, how I get time code from my Mac into my command wing. I hope this video was helpful. I know time code can be kind of weird. Always remember that time code has to be loud for the desk to read it. Sometimes that can get weird depending on your playback situation, but because I have 2 tracks in Reaper, I can kind of adjust the volume independently, and then more so from my speaker and such like that. So anyways, I hope this video was helpful, and I hope this made time code a little less scary. If you guys have any questions, just reach out on my Instagram or leave a comment.